Hey Palak, welcome to WebEngage. My name
Yeah,
is Chirag. I lead the content marketing and special projects teams here at WebEngage. For our viewers who joined in for the first time, Palak is a 30 under 30 winner with WebEngage. Palak, for the viewers, if you could just introduce yourself, the background that you come from, and yeah, over to you.
sure. Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Palak. So, I did engineering from IIT Kharagpur from 2011 to 16 dual degree in ocean engineering. But I got interest in product management during my last years. I did some internships in product management, and then I started my journey at Capgemini as a associate consultant. But then I switched after 1 year to move into product field. Started with an internship at Zolo. Currently, I am in London working for Indeed as a product manager. So that's about me basically.
So, from ocean engineering to consultancy to eventually customer engagement and retention, I mean, I'm sure this wasn't a planned career move for you. How did you end up in retention? Like,
Yeah, so definitely. So basically, first, like before retention, I'll come to the product management part. So when I was in my fourth year, we have to do some internship outside of our what we are studying. So I was looking for in operations product management, and that's when I was introduced to product management, that what it does, how it is involved throughout the company in the decisions, in the activities, without you having to get into only into one field. You can work with the members of the company across the fields, and that's what brought interest to me, that okay, this is fun, and this is what I would like, something that is very exciting every day when you go into job. So product management is like exciting every day. So when I started that, but for so ocean engineering, basically I was not that much interested in my after studying for 4 years, I realized that I'm not too much inclined towards the jobs that ocean engineering has. So I started looking for other career opportunities, and and in college placements, I got basically associate consultant role. So that was not a career move, definitely. But after spending 1 year at Capgemini, I realized that I wanted to do product management, and it's time for me to let's move on. So I started that journey. I left the job at Capgemini and came to Bangalore to start looking for PM opportunities. Started with an internship, got an internship at Zolo Stays in Bangalore. And then from there, I moved to Zipgo, and then from Zipgo to Health and Glow, where I stayed for 3 years. And that's when I started working with WebEngage as well. So yeah, so that's what the journey was there. But the best part was that I did not think through that, okay, I have to do this. I just knew that I have to move into product management and the things related to that, retention, engagement, different things. I can work with design, I can work with marketing, I can work with senior leadership teams, etc. And that's the exposure that I will be getting is more in this particular field rather than becoming just an engineer, just a marketing guy, or just like that. So yeah, that's
interesting. Interesting. So, I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of learning for you along the way, right? You may have had instances where you probably questioned your career choices altogether. There may be epiphany moments where, oh shit, I did not know this, right? If there is one thing, if you could go back in time and teach your younger self, uh, which you probably learned very later on in your career, what would that be?
uh I think I started that when the one thing that to move into your career is just enjoy the job basically, and like give to like learn new things basically. So when I joined Health and Glow, and it was an e-commerce company, so the biggest learning was that there are so many things every day happening, and how you keep trend of things, and how the other companies, instead of building things yourself at the company basically, if you utilize the tools that are available in the market, it gives you, it fast tracks you, and the service that they provide, you will not be able to catch up with them. So it's better that instead of focusing on things as a product manager, instead of focusing on things that already exist in the market, you focus on some innovation and use other companies, other clients like WebEngage to basically move ahead from the competition. That's one of the things that I think product managers tries to do, that instead of doing this, many product managers, that why don't we build it, which is a great thing and which every product manager should do as well. But uh, but your product is not about that particular thing, it's more. And for example, in e-commerce, it's uh, I don't want to just build a tool that, okay, I have to send, I have to engage the people, I have to retain them. That's part of my journey. But there are tools available for me that will help me better, and I should utilize their strengths and combine with my our company's strengths and move ahead. Basically, yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree to this. In fact, we were having this discussion internally and we thought, hey, there's always this tussle between, hey, should I go for point solutions? Should I go for a tool that does multiple things at once? And we were sort of evaluating our competition in the market, and we realized that whatever WebEngage does today, and to do exactly that in bits and pieces, there are more than 11,000 tools available. And if
Yeah,
you're evaluating at least 3 tools a day, that's 7.5 years worth of just evaluation, right? So that's when it struck us. It's better to get like a complete suite and a complete tool or a tech stack that does a lot of things for you rather than just sitting behind one individual tool. So
uh,
great insight. I really like that. Now, obviously, with a lot of pivots in your career, you've reached a stage where uh, you sort of tend to get, or we rather get tend to get frustrated with inefficiencies in our day-to-day lives, right? That could be around people, that could be around processes, that could be around personal stuff that we deal with, right? What is that one thing that you would want to change today that will take care of the next 10 years of your career?
I would say prioritization in a better manner. uh, I'm talking about, I mean, many people do prioritization better. There are many methods available and all, but in each company, it depends like where you are focusing on,
Mhm.
and to realize that what is your focus is fast, basically. For example, when you are working on a product, and to realize that this is my vision, strategy, goal, that is the most important thing that I've learned, that once you do that, the roadmap stuff is easier to come up with, the initiatives is easier. But if you don't have a roadmap, or if you don't have vision of the company, that where I want to take this company, or a product that you're handling, just a part of the company, then it gets difficult. You will be like thinking about so many things which is out of scope, which will not make impact. So that's what I realized later in my career as well, and that's one of the inefficiencies I have seen where I've worked as well, that we keep changing our goals, vision too soon. You need to update your vision, definitely, but too soon or don't having any vision is an inefficiency that companies have or products have. So that's one thing I think.
Interesting. So if it was up to you to, prioritize your projects, would you prioritize them on the basis of the outcome or the deadline or, the broader vision or the role it plays in the broader scheme of things? What would you decide as number one parameter for prioritization?
Yeah, I think the broader one makes sense, but sometimes definitely you have to measure like how it affects the other parts of the company as well. Whether marketing wants to do something that I have to do right now, they depends on that is dependent on me. Then in that case, I have to prioritize the deadlines as well. Sometimes in every product manager, you have to do all of those three. But to be honest, the long term vision, if you are a company which is thinking to stay for a long term, the outcome for a long term is one thing that you need to consider and you need to work towards it. uh, the second one will be the outcome and the
Mhm.
customer impact. Definitely, like the outcome, that how customer experience is changing because of that. That is the second thing, and deadlines are part of all these subset of all these three.
Interestingly, and something that I've observed, and most companies fail at, right? They prioritize projects on the basis of short-term goals and short-term blips in their charts, right? Hey, running this campaign is going to do this for me. Hey, adding this button is going to increase my CTR. Uh, what they don't look at is the broader scheme of customer experience, the broader scheme of where do they see themselves as a brand, right?
Exactly.
It's very easy to get swayed away by trends in the market with moment market techniques, right? But what they end up diluting is the brand value, the brand proposition, your brand positioning, right? And that's one of the differentiators that I see between the really high performing brands versus brands that do well in the market in the short term and then eventually fizzle out. So
Yeah.
great point there. Which brings me to the next segment of this conversation. I
Yep.
usually do this in person where we pop beers and we ask a whole bunch of never have I ever questions. I'm going to do that to you as well. You can choose to answer these questions, or you can choose to not answer these questions, answer them with a justification. I'll leave that to you.
Sure.
First question. Never have I ever created a failed campaign and then blamed it on others.
Never.
Never. Never.
Never.
Yeah. So we tend to do this, right? As a marketer, I'm guilty of doing this. I create a campaign. If it does not work, hey, the tech integration did not work fine, or probably my copywriters weren't that efficient. I do that. Right? I'm guilty of it. But great, you've never done that. But which also brings me to the next one. Never have I ever sent a campaign with failed personalization tags.
I think that's I have done in my previous companies, one of the companies. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have judged you big time if you said no for this one because we've all done this. We're all guilty of doing this. Did it ever backfire for you?
Not much. The company was understanding, and it was for a sample user base, so
Okay.
it was not good.
Otherwise, what ends up happening is it becomes a nightmare for your social media team to manage, right? People just
Yeah.
screenshot of it and it's all over Twitter and LinkedIn and
Yeah, I've seen companies handling it very smartly
yeah.
recently, which is nice. But yeah, that happens.
I've also seen like a change in consumer behavior, right? People now know that there are tech inefficiencies
Yeah, exactly,
and they're
exactly.
okay with it, right? Even if you're
Correct.
sending some failed personalization tag, addressing them with wrong names. Unless you're in a really bad state of mind, people are okay with it.
Yeah, I think the personalization of these notifications or the content, how the like capabilities that the tools also provide, to be honest, like the timers, the color changing of the notifications,
Mhm.
the fun content, the names, and what did you order last time, adding all those things in these things that makes like the connection with the user, and they realize that they know me, and it's fine that they make mistakes sometimes. So that's what I think brought this change.
Nice. Never have I ever tweaked my reports to save my ass.
I have never, I have never tweeted my reports. I keep personal and professional very separate.
Nice, nice. So that's one common trait across all of our 30 under 30 winners. They believe in data and they don't believe in sort of meddling with that data, right? Because data never lies. You can cover up data today. Some
Correct.
or the other time is going to speak the truth. So that's a nice one. Never have I ever sprayed a campaign to achieve my month end numbers.
I mean, I have seen, I have been part of those teams. I personally not, but like, yes, with the team, definitely, we all have probably, we have increased the offers, templates, campaigns to achieve the numbers lots of times, I think.
Right. But do you do it like in a mass fashion where you're just spraying it across to
Yeah,
everybody, or oh,
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. There is a weekend coming. We need to do some offers. Let's start some offers. Let's create a coupon code and send it to mass people. But to be honest, it the efficiency of that is less than the personalized campaigns, which I have learned as well.
nice. So building on that answer of yours, right? I'm sure there might be instances where something like this must have happened. Never have I ever picked a bone with my manager because he asked me to run a very stupid campaign that did not make sense.
I mean, from a product perspective, yeah, we have done that.
Yeah.
sometimes. And
It's sometimes it is important to put your foot down as well.
correct. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to experiment as well. Like, okay, we don't know what will happen. It looks stupid. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, yeah.
Right. So do you believe in experimenting, testing, and then probably coming to a conclusion, or do you have some past experience basis which you know that this is not going to work, and you then decide not to move forward with it? Is there a science to it?
I think intuition is there as you think as a customer, whether you will like it if someone will send a campaign, something like this to you. But the experimentation is important, I think, because you never know the behavior of the customer base you have.
Mhm.
Knowing your customer base is first of all very important, what they like, what they don't like. But but I think the experimentation thing that I can send three types of things and I will see, okay, this one actually is working. That also we started doing with WebEngage also, to be honest, that let's start doing, we are sending email, let's send the subject line A to these number of people, B to these. And we were shocked sometimes that, okay, people are liking this particular option more and click rates are more, which was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I believe in experimenting and innovating because, yeah, the world keeps changing and the boring things are never going to exist for a long time.
So there are three kinds of retention professionals in the market. Right? One is purely data driven. The other is purely hunch driven. They know that this will work, this will not work. And then
Yeah.
there are a mix of people who believe in experimenting plus nudges, just like you. If you were to hire the next in command in your team, which of these three buckets would you hire for?
I think experimentation one definitely it's very important and it tells you because one you start if you have a thinking that you will do experiment, what it will teach you is by time you will be moving to the first one that now I know that what the people like don't like, now I can work on, now I can send these things or I can work on these things. But you need to start with experimenting to know your user base more.
Interesting. So all of our viewers right now, if you believe in experimentation, he is looking out for you. Please do reach out to him on LinkedIn. With that, Palak, thank you so much for taking out your time, agreeing to do this with us. We look forward to meeting you in person really soon. And is there any last piece of advice that you would want to give to the next batch of 30 under 30 winners who are joining us in April 2023?
I mean, yeah, keep looking at the data, experimentation, all these things. And I mean, it's not to worry about 30 under 30, but about your work. And people are there to recognize you when the work is good. And that's what happened with me with WebEngage, which I'm really appreciative of WebEngage that they provided me this opportunity to first of all nominated for 30 under 30 and then awarded me, which boosted the confidence as a product manager, as a person who looks at different matrices. One of them is definitely retention. For the next batch, I think keep looking for opportunities, keep looking for just focus on your work, and that's what matters, I think.
Super. Believe in yourself, keep doing, keep grinding, and everything else will come to you directly. Thank you so much, Palak, for your time. We'll probably meet really soon. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.